Bloody hell, I could hear that intro music upstairs while I was doing me roll up. And for a game like Thrust, where your memory is going to be, as soon as it finished loading, this awesome tune started. Not some rubbish some knob came up with, like, you know, much later. Fuck off with your fucking crap tros should be limited to silence and fucking pesky text. Just fuck off, mate. If you're not going to write a decent replacement game engine and new graphics for Outrun, just fuck off. Fuck off. I fucking hate it. And I believe that happened during the loading process. So it's good that that's in there. Boy, does it look a bit foggy out there today though. Ah damn it, we've got the Febreze in the window and the curtains are not open wide enough, so I can't do that thing. Ah damn it. We'll just have to play Thrust then. Oh, there was some text that flashed up there. Well, actually, I don't want to play either, but we'll have to go with no, return for level 1, skip a level, no. Because I was shouting so much at the idiot fucking craptro tune bollocks, I blew out me roll up, innit? Hopefully you can see the graphics better now, innit? So this comes into the same category as a lot of other games that I got for the C64, where the soundtrack made up for the fact that maybe it wasn't my actual type of game. You know, Phantom of the Asteroids is another one. I love the music that you got with that £2 game, and £2 was less than a record in the record shop, I believe, at the time, or at least the same. And you could buy singles on cassette. I think they were 50p more. They're really rare now. I bet that is, if you collect music cassettes, I bet finding a complete collection of singles in mint condition would be really, like, that would be the pinnacle for them. So it's like someone here finding all the original Mastertronic releases, including the first Chiller, not the one with the shit music later. I have to play Chiller. But you know, a lot of my memories for this are actually using the keyboard, because I don't think you can use a joystick on this game. I think the shift key is one of them. I think the space bar is the grappling hook, whatever, to pick up the sphere. So I remember that back then I actually thought, why can't I use a joystick? There must be enough control in a joystick. You only need left and right to rotate. So you got fire button and up and down. That's at least 3 more functions. So actually I didn't really like playing games on the keyboard, especially not hammering the spacebar. The spacebar gets a lot of hammering anyway, because it's used for the grenades on things like Commodore. Which is why you have to play some of these games in front of a C64 on a desk with a portable computer. Certainly if you want to relive the original experience as you did, which is part of memory recovery. I actually like this bit on the music more than the start. Very funky. So we're not having coffee and a seed. We're having cig and a seed, which could be a new thing actually. But I don't want to promote smoking. Tobacco companies are scum. You know, the quality of the tobacco they're shoving in pouches now, fucking 1/3 of it is dirt from the fucking floor, like twigs and stems and shit that you couldn't even smoke anyway. Fucking wankers. They knew what they've been selling for years anyway. They just, But yeah, I mean, with this game, you don't get to hear the music while you're playing it. I don't think there's an option for that. So most of the time it was like this. When I actually had this game, I would load it up just for the music. Because there was no other way to listen to this music other than loading in the game on a real C64 back then. You know, it's not like C64 music took off and you know, Rob Hubbard was in the chart. Fucking should have been. But that's not how it turned out, sadly. Rob Hubbard was offered a dream salary working for, I believe, Electronic Arts. And I think EA did, is it Skate or Die or 720? They did one of those. US Gold did the other one. And that might be one of Hubbard's last Sid tunes, I think. But anyway, he ended up in the time of the Mega Drive, which Electronic Arts were really pushing. I'm not even sure he's ever done anything on the Amiga for Electronic Arts. So I really don't know. You know, it's almost like Rob Hubbard went on a plane in the mid to late 80s and the plane crashed, as far as the poor Sid chip is concerned. And, you know, in interviews he does actually regret it because, you know, he had a better life, standard of living for him and his family, and I understand that. You know, I worked in kebab shops, mate, not because I liked it, but because it was better than getting like 20 quid a week on the dole. And that's how I had a 325i BMW by, you know, by my third car, which was only my second year driving. I wasn't going to keep those first two cars more than a year, no way, mate. But maybe in an alternate universe, you know, Rob Hubbard got noticed and his Sid tunes ended up on vinyl records that you could buy. He was in the charts, and you know, that extra money from there, even if he was only an average success in the charts, I'm not saying he's on top of the pops, pressing the keys on the old Commodore 64 pretending to play the tunes. I don't know, mate. Maybe he presses return at the start and just compiles a Sid tune to run. They're still live. It's still his code that he wrote. That would count. And there was a big controversy with Top of the Pops, you know, showing that, and it's like, you know, all the old rockers, the old duffers in their suede shoes. You know, they're like, nah, it's not live, nah, must ban that, you know. And it's in the Sun newspaper and the Mirror. And they were trying to get exclusive interviews and from Hubbard and people that knew him and industry experts. And it was on the 9 o'clock news on the BBC. Yeah, anyway. That never happened. And you know, the infinite, you know, parallel dimension bullshit, parallel universes. No, there's already not enough mathematics to compute a single snapshot of the universe. Now, the entire universe, right down to the quantum level. So, and you would have to have it at the quantum level to have parallel universes. So, you know, Stargate is possible according to Einstein, but Sliders, nah mate, Sliders is pure fiction. It's not like, you know, some things on Star Trek. If anything, they massively underrated the computer. Massively, apart from speech recognition and, you know, almost artificial intelligence levels, just very competent. Yeah, we did hear does not compute quite often, but yeah, well, this roll-up's taking ages, so I'm afraid, even though I've got no hot key, god damn it, I should think these reviews out better. But yeah, you know, it's just another one of those games where the game's alright, I've got no problem with the game. It's not a game that I would, you know, load that often to play, but because of the music I would load it, and then once it's loaded, obviously I'm not going to just switch the C64 off without even having one go. So that's, you know, that was kind of a thing. Now again, I can't do Panther. I might even buy the original boombox that my sister had. I think it was a Sharp Ghetto Blaster, small one, but not the mini ones that they had in the late 80s. This was proper late 70s kind of thing. You know, silver with plastic fake chrome grills, surrounds, and you know, but nice buttons. The mechanical design was excellent, so they're really satisfying to use, like a good early top-loading video, in mint condition, fully reconditioned, with new parts for the mechanical side. So I can't remember what the keys are now. Well, shift is thrust. I can't remember what the keys to, right, A and S is rotate. Gonna have to put the volume up a bit. Right, that's A5. So you only use 4 keys actually. At a maximum at a time, because you can't do left and right. So the flames stop coming out of the little power station, which I think stops the turrets anyway. And you get inertia. So I used to like going round and round it. You know, like the Earth orbits the Sun. Unlike the dumb fucking Dark Age people were forced by religion to believe it was not that way round. Even though 1.5 millenniums earlier, you can't fault the game. If you like this kind of game, you will love Thrust. Now I think controversially, Zap said it wasn't one of Hubbard's best tunes. I think it is. So it is very arcade quality for this kind of game. Now what you've got to do is try and get that damn thing over there without its inertia buggering you up. So you've got to kind of like straighten yourself out. And the levels do get progressively harder, and I'd always say like, fuck you mate. and then crash. That was me just trying to be fancy in it, so you have to do the whole thing again. And for some reason I used to think if you hit it extra times, they don't respawn the turrets at least, so there is that. So you want to do as much of your manoeuvring in here, and you've got to account for the inertia basically. It pulls on you as well, it's not just that thing swinging round, it does actually affect where your ship ends up based on what you do as well. So it is really good. And it's a budget game. There was no such thing as budget 8-bit cartridges for the NES, and very few Master System games actually came out on the the card instead of the cartridge. You have to be kind of vertically parallel with it. Now the ideal thing is to get a slight movement gain across here. But then you should straighten up before you head on into that thing. Sometimes you can say, fuck it with the fuel in it. Ooh. So yeah, that's pretty good actually. Now their accuracy will improve. I've gone for a very short sound for the old thrusters, which means to hear them you really have to have the sound up too high for the other effects, like the explosions and the firing. I don't know why they would do that. So yeah, I mean, it's basically like you have to counter for the inertia. Now luckily it hasn't put us right at the start. So the trick here is basically move with it. So at least you end up getting a stable thing, and then you can use that to work on here. So if you actually go with the flow of the physics, now that was very lucky, but you won't get out of it. See? That's really the issue, controlling it to get out of the maze of tunnels. So I think your best bet is to be dead on pretty much. So, you know, if you do nothing, it won't get worse, but it's as soon as you start trying to counter it, so it's really about accurately managing. You know, it's like driving on ice, you want to turn into the skid. I'm trying to get this thing stable now so I can shoot that thing, so I don't have to take such a risky thing. So it's better to shoot the fuel, I think. It's so tricky. Such a tricky game. So I've got a clear path. No, that was my last life. So it's not like it's not an enjoyable game. I'm gonna be Mr. O, Freebird. Yeah, I know they're Firebird, but I'm Freebird, I'm better in it. There we go, Freebird. Beep. I'm not allowed to tell you my surname. My mummy and daddy told me not to give that information out on the internet. And what do you expect? That's good advice.